Good people, welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're really excited to have you again. The presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has finally spoken over the ownership of some assets and some hotels, which is linked to him in Lagos. Don't forget that Tinubu, most people do not believe that he has the capacity to lead the country because of his health condition and all of that. And most people believe that he had acquired too much in Lagos and that is the same thing he's going to do again. Possibly he's going to take over the entirety of Nigeria. So many people have made so many strong statements. Some said he never did anything when he was the governor of Lagos State. All he did was to create avenues to get enough revenues, and those revenues were not used appropriately, that he used that time to enrich himself. A lot of allegations here and there, but right now he has decided to speak up concerning some of the assets that are linked to him. We're going to be looking at what he has to say in that regards. All right, according to the news, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has disclosed that most properties like Oriental Hotel, Civic Center, and other properties in Lagos linked to him are not his. Mr. Tinubu, in a documentary on his achievements as Lagos State Governor, said he only provided the environment for investors to invest on the Lekki corridor. In the essay posted on Twitter by Jibril Gawat, a media aide to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the former governor said the entire Lekki corridor was a refuse dump that took months to clear. He went further to talk about Oriental hotels. There had been several speculations about the ownership of Oriental hotels located along the popular Ozumba Mbadigwe Road. In the aftermath of the Lekki shooting in 2020, the hotel was targeted by hoodlums on the grounds that the asset belongs to Mr. Tinubu. The event prompted the Western Metal Product Company, the owners of the facilities, to issue a statement about ownership of the hotel. The executive director of Wemco, Taiwa Lee, had disclosed that the Wemco Group has 99% of the shares of the hotel. In the course of the 2020 NSAS violence, several media outlets linked to Mr. Tinubu were being destroyed. For example, the Nation's newspaper, TVC, that's television, Continental, and Max Radio. Speaking in the documentary, Mr. Tinubu, who was governor between 1999 and 2007, said he does not own the rental hotels and other properties linked to him, but that his administration invested resources to clear the dump at the place where the hotels and the civic centers are located. According to his word, he says, I have converted a liability confronting Lagos to an asset of great value. Along Ozumba Mbadigwe, we used to pick dead bodies. People have forgotten truck pushers in those areas. You have the Detis coastline along Ozumba Mbadigwe all through Lekki corridor. I brought private investor hospitality. They created the boat club, the civic center that is of great value to many people today. That was the refuge dump. Nobody would easily remember that Oriental Hotel was a refuge dump, a mile of refuse along that corridor. It took several months of escalating and a great investment for those investors to take the risk. Majority of those assets they claim are mine are not mine. I created an economic and recovery path for Lagos. There is no state that can brag of the exponential development that is going on in the Lekki corridor. Mr. Tinubu is facing a lot of questions about his source of wealth, as well as his health ahead of the commencement of the campaign on the 28th day of September, in line with INEC timetable. and schedule of activities. Wow. Finally, a lot of things have been put to rest, though a lot of people do not believe in it. Now, there have been a lot of reaction. Like this one says that Tinubu thinks that he is smarter than over 200 million Nigerians. If you are not the owner of rental hotel who ordered the shooting of innocent Nigerian youth at toll gate, I can register company even in my dog's name and still use the same name and get something else outside. So Tinubu should not come here to deceive the gullible ones that he is not the owner of the hotel. This one say here, you are a genius, Mr. President. No one can take that from you. Another person say, my long time question has got an answer finally. I have for a long time wondered within me why a male whose beer voila is quite unusual. It's only usual for women to be a baller, not men. I have several female colleagues who are baller, no single male colleague nor friend be a scholar, a baller, sorry. Someone here had to remind him of Bolande Onibanjo, who was the former HOD, Agri Ikorodu local government. He is a male. Go and verify. So you can see that so many people are trying to support him, considering possibly their relationship with Tinubu. This one said, my people, if we don't get it right this time around, we will live to regret it for the rest of our lives. We are talking about our future, our children, both born and unborn. Some people are busy talking about tribe. Let us be wise for once. And that had always been what we've been very emphatic about. Now, the question, the source of his wealth and all of that is important. But most importantly, because unfortunately we can't change the hand of time, we can't go back to the past to get those things done. The ideal thing right now that should be of utmost importance to all Nigerians is the issue of who is going to lead us and take us from the merry clay we have found ourselves to that glorious place or to the mountaintop where we will be a name to reckon with once again in Africa and the world at large. Peter Obi has told us that he's going to make Nigeria a name to be reckoned with once again globally. Now, number one, Peter Obi has health on his side. And unfortunately, our dear Tinubu does not have health on his side. He has a lot of issues with his health. And apart from that, the track record speaks a great deal. Tinubu he may have had some well-known capacity and all of that. But right now, we already know that he struggles to speak. You know, old man's wahala and all of that. So many issues are there. You know, fighting against him, and just like this man had told us some time ago, that Tinubu should instead think about his health rather than bothering himself with trying to lead the country. He should bother about his. It's obvious, it's obvious. It's not something that they say one person is the one fighting this whole thing. It's obvious that Tinubu is an old man. And being an old man, there is no way he will be able to function effectively, in Nigeria or to lead Nigeria out of the mess we have found ourselves. If he was maybe 2000, one would say that he is young enough. But right now, it's totally impossible. I kindly advise that he should shut down and forget about this possibly, and let's think of something better, and move this country. This country does not belong to anybody. It belongs to the entirety of Nigeria, Nigerians. All Nigerians own this country. So for that reason, it's totally wrong, for us to have that kind of negative conclusion, to say this and that and that and that and that. This one should take charge of the. I mean, it's wrong, man. You understand? So, well, that's what.